Starting to the top left of Atlas, it is the commander with his pogo stick. The starting player for Team MVP, we have
MVP Keen.
Keen. Up against the LGIM player to the top right in yellow. Starting player, he is quite literally
LGIM first.
the last time LGIM faced MVP was in the regular season, and back then First was the starting player. He lost to Sniper in the first game right away, and then Sniper and Keen, they continue to take down Incredible Miracle. The only map win for LGIM was delivered by Yonghwa. He defeated Sniper and then immediately got taken out by Keen. One of the reasons why you don't see Yonghwa as the starting player.
Yes.
Yonghwa was just recently able to all-kill just yesterday.
Well, this is a 4-player map. Lots of wins and great games, Incredible Miracle, it's true. I like that.
The scout goes to the bottom right for First, so he will not know for a long time where Keen spawned, and also he won't be able to get a scout in there. The Marine will be out.
That's true. Or conversely, the Reaper, because he is taking gas, and it could just be a Reaper opening from him. Either
the
way,
Marine will still be out.
Yeah.
That probe should not get into the main base.
He won't. If he does, well, it's a reactor here first, so there's a possibility he gets in, and it looks like that's just going to be a reactor expand.
Yeah. At the bottom left, we have the same situation now also for the Terran player. Keen sends his first SCV to the bottom left, and therefore it's going to take quite some time for him to find out where exactly First spawns. And, well, the reactor is more than halfway done. The probe now realizing that there has to be the starting position at the top left, moves in there immediately.
Yeah. And will he make 2 Reapers, or is he going for the Marines? That's the question. 2 Reapers can be good on this map, and he does.
Yeah,
2 Reapers.
Gets the 2 Reapers, and the probe is actually not even bothering with the top left, because he expects there to be some units that will shut down the scout.
Yeah.
Goes into the middle of the map to the Zalnaga watchtower, and the Reapers are actually rallied towards the ramp. So Keen already expecting the probe to pop up any second.
You know, I wonder if this is a builder choice by Keen simply because he scouted unluckily, so then he made the choice to go for the Reapers, because that timing works out really well for him. And now, even though his SCV will probably get into the main base here and at least see the mothership core, he's going to have the Reapers to check and find out what the follow-up is. And we actually have a 3rd Reaper on the way. Nice micro here by First, trying to deny the scout in the main base.
Yeah, the SCV does not get in. We have a lot of Reapers actually here in the game now. 2 already roaming the map, and another 2 are currently being built. So this is a pretty huge commitment to Reapers, and he has to do some damage with this. He wants to take down as many of his opponent's harvesters as possible.
He's hiding them, Kaldor. He keeps only 1 to the left side.
Yeah, he could also start to get just a few more, and then just move in and maybe snipe a sentry, or even a stalker.
Yeah, when those unit counts are low and the mothership core is not at home, you can do so much damage with this.
Wait a second, did he cancel the Reapers?
Them.
Okay, he
did.
canceled the Reapers and went into Marines.
That makes sense. This mothership core will actually delay the command center. He will be able to kill his SCV and get away, and the Reapers are denied in the main base. They don't get any scouting. He was a little bit distracted by that mothership core, and the command center is still not building.
Do you think he misclicked for the Reapers? Or do you think that was actually a conscious decision? Because those Marines would have really helped him to send that mothership core away a lot earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's definitely possible. Regardless, now he's going to come up here and scout. Does see the Nexus, goes into the main base on the right side, sees that it is in fact a forge going down there.
Let's talk a little bit about the statistics for the 2 players. You saw earlier on screen already the achievements for both players, their win record, including Wings of Liberty. Now we're talking about Heart of the Swarm. I mentioned already Keen's statistics before we went into the match. He has a 76% win ratio against Protoss, is 13-4 in maps. A really great player in this matchup, an incredible player. But First, on the other hand, is also really good. Just advanced to the round of 8 in the individual league, and he is 16-10 in this matchup. Has a 62% win ratio, a very strong player for his team. So both of them at eye level here. And in this game now in particular, besides the scouting that we have, not a lot of early aggression. Keen even already getting his 3rd orbital here, whereas we have for First his tech with the robotics.
Yeah, tech with the robo coming up here. And we have Keen pulling a Ryung from yesterday, trying to hide the 3rd command center, very similarly to how Ryung hit it, in fact, where he puts it near the 3rd base, but will probably actually lift it and move it to the 4th, where it's completely hidden. And we'll see if that works out for him this time. He's also getting a quick +1 here. He's not too far behind the armor.
Yep.
Good Phoenix Scout here.
Phoenix Scout moves in. Phoenix Scout's one of the most, well, one of the things that we've seen the most time for Protoss players. You don't need the upgrade anymore as you did in Wings of Liberty at the Cybernetics core. So now you just can get those out immediately with your sentries, and that's really important. Protoss players don't have to rely on the observers alone anymore. So if you don't get the probe scout in right at the beginning, it's still annoying, but you can scout later on with your first sentry, and that gives you so much information.
Yeah, the command center, by the way, has not been scouted.
Yeah.
The Phoenix hallucination was killed by Marines. Speaking of scouts, Reaper comes in the main base here, and the Mothership Core actually does not quite get it, and the force field is missed.
Yeah.
Gets in here, sees everything, the bay, and we'll see the gates as well.
Really well done. Also sees the forge here with the spin, so he knows exactly what's going on. And the third base is now done for Keen. He has the orbital and he takes that third base to the left side. Another scout moving in here with the observer. No scan. He didn't really see it. Observer's trying to find out what's happening. But the Marines are already rallied across the map. Let's see how much he can do with this.
Yeah, second observer coming to rally in here as well. He wants to know if there's going to be any splits on these units or how long the units are going to stay around. He knows with this observer now that the medevacs are not out. He sees that the first two are just being produced. And the Colossus, the first one, is on the way. Starts at Twilight Council, no range. So we could just see one Colossus into Storm. Nice Stalker Scout here. And the stim is not done, so we can't actually commit to a stim and attack here.
Yeah. First Colossus will be there for the second wave. +1 attack has been started now that the armor upgrade is completed. And we have mining going on for Keen at the third base. And so far, First doesn't even know that there is a third.
Yeah.
And this is starting to become a little bit of a problem. Keen, of course, has to be ready to go up against timings if they occur. But at this point, everything is going according to plan for the Terran player.
I think this probe will scout all these locations just to make sure. We'll probably also add a pylon for a little run-bys later. But even scouting it now is not necessarily ideal because it's already paid for itself, the command center, with all the extra mules, the saturation.
A lot of pylons on the map now for First. He wants to have those Zealot run-bys.
Oh, wow. He could actually lose his probe here and he won't see the CC.
No, he's moving in. The observer is moving in. The observer alone is going to see it. Already sees the SCV that are being transferred over to the third. Now he knows about it. And here come those Marines.
Oh,
he needs to evacuate.
Fields. He needs to evacuate, like you said. Only a few going down here, but those force fields were so quick, so spot on. Widowmine coming over here to just check for a third base and maybe harass a little bit.
The Marine is currently on a patrol path trying to find out if there are forward pylons for First, and he should be able to spot that pylon on the high ground just barely. And then he can take it out. That's so important because if you don't find those pylons, then you have a huge problem later on when the Protoss player has that mineral bank and is starting to use it to warp in Zealots and attack a mineral line at the third base or even natural. But I don't think he scouted it. Oh, okay, now he realized.
Well, consider that even though we've had such a much faster third from First, Keen has... Or rather, from Keen, First has spent all of his gas and all of his time on these really, really expensive tech upgrades, and he has that tech advantage over his opponents. So this game may be decided by Storms in the mid-game, and also Viking counts. How many Vikings does Keen commit to? Because right now we still only have that first Colossus, no range, and he's not making Ghosts. He's only getting Vikings, which are not going to be helpful for him against the Storms.
Yeah, that is definitely becoming an issue here for him, and he needs to get that scout. In general, he's doing a great job with his macro. He already has a nearly 40 supply lead over his opponent, and is now starting to get his double upgrades once that the armory just finished. So we have even a block at the potential fourth base for his opponent, and here comes the Ghost Academy. Maybe a little bit late, but he should be able to just react in time.
Yeah, 5 gates being added here for First, who has a Warp Prism with 3 Zealots and a High Templar. There are a lot of Keen units on the edge of the base, though, to intercept this. And right now the third base is up for First. He has a big bank in gas.
You know, Commander Keen here, he missed his +2 armor upgrade. He didn't start it yet. The first armor upgrade finished a long time ago, and he needs to realize this if he wants to catch up in the upgrades.
Group of rocks being taken out here, just very careful play by Keen, just trying to open up all the pathways that he can. Several Vikings being added, no Ghosts just yet.
Nice.
And will the Marines react in time? It looks like they don't have to because he just flies right over them.
Well done,
Templar
well done.
is dead.
Yeah, takes down the Templar and the Marines. Yes, they might die, but at the same time the reinforcements are already moving in. That was really well done. Those units in position was exactly what he needed, and now Keen wants to move in. But still, he has to deal with Storm, and he doesn't have anything against it.
Yeah, his first Ghost is on production tab right now, and it's all about Keen's split here. How can he get into these positions? How can he get up the ramp? Time Warp goes down.
I think Keen is going to commit here. He scanned ahead, he saw those High Templars, and he's like, you know what? I'm actually not sure if you have Storm yet or not, so I'll just take it easy for now, wait a little bit longer until I have my own Ghosts in the game.
Continuing to scan here. just trying to get any additional information that he can. Even saying these Marines over here to bait out some charges.
He's led them much earlier third base, and he is so far ahead in supply at this point.
And he's closing the gap in tech.
Yeah, the only thing that is really worrying me a little bit is that he doesn't start his +2 armor upgrade. This is definitely not a choice. This is a little bit of a mistake. I think he wanted to start it earlier, but his attack upgrade was already done. First armor upgrade, not just yet, so I think that he probably clicked on the engineering bay and didn't realize that he couldn't start +2 yet.
Yeah, sometimes you just press EA.
Yeah.
And
exactly, you're an autopilot. You select double engineering bay, hit the hotkeys, and then you don't double check it anymore. And I think this is exactly what happened here.
I think so too. He's going to find out soon. An EMP here is actually whiffed. He doesn't actually get those Templar.
Yeah, but he's pressuring his opponent a lot, taking down that one Warp Prism again, dodges the Storm. Here comes the feedback against the Ghost. Well done.
Yeah, nice feedback here. Grouping units tries to come up against the Storms. Storm here a little bit late, but he still gets, it's a good one. He needs like 1 or 2 more Storms. Oh,
nice.
Great force fields with the Storm there. The Archon doing so much damage.
Really well done. Double force field and the Storm, and Keen is trying hard, but so far the defense for first is really good.
Great Storms here again, but he needs more than that. The Cannon even adding some extra DPS, and the Charge Zealots run in once more. There's so many medevacs here. The Vikings again, not very useful in this case. There's no Colossi left.
The EMP is getting much better now. Suddenly a lot of those High Templars are exposed. Keen moves back. He's trying to bait them out. He's trying to at least take down those Zealots. He's getting a 4th base behind this already. And the next round of Warp-ins for first, solidifying his defense.
Solidifying his defense. He's about to have +2 attack. The Ghosts here a little bit trapped. Good force field, but there's no Storms.
Gets all of the Ghosts except for one. That's still a 30 supply lead for the Terran player, moving in, trying to get into a position now. Suddenly,
here comes
he puts
Storms.
a wedge into the main and the natural.
Storm's going down though, and all these units are in the red. Will first actually go for the chase. I feel like he could here. He's evened up the supply quite a lot with these Storms.
+2 armor and +3 attack have been started for Keen. He forgot about the second armor upgrade earlier, but now he's getting those double upgrades.
Here come the
Zealots.
Zealots.
He can't commit anymore. Here come the Zealots with the charge.
He's trapped a little bit here. He needs to boost away. He does, but he can't pick up everything, and the Colossus switch is underway as well.
He needs to run. He needs to run. He's evacuating the Ghost, at least he's trying to, but he doesn't have a lot of units. The rally is still to the right side of the map, and those Zealots, they actually they just take down the Marines without a problem at all.
Keen's units are so low on hit points, Color, and 1 or 2 more Storms will eliminate his entire army. They're even in supply, but these Storms, the Templar at the back, are a big problem, as are that is that one Colossus.
I don't know if he can hold here.
I don't know either.
Actually commits, but First is a little bit hesitant. He doesn't know what we know. He doesn't know everything about the army composition, about also the hit points and the medevac energy. So he is not moving in just yet. He wants to play this a bit more safe, trying to get his own 4th base up. But Keen has that 4th base. He's starting to saturate it, and he's also going into the cloak for the Ghost now. That will make it much easier for him to get those important snipes and EMPs against the High Templars.
You're absolutely right. And first, what he wants to do right now is get a really good position at the bottom of the ramp at the 3rd base of Keen. At least that seems to be his idea. Now he moves away. Those Zealots will be able to break through the bunker. He has to wait until he sees Keen's army move out, though, before he uses them, or else it's going to be useless.
And with only one upgrade being researched for first, with not even the second forge just yet, he has a problem getting those upgrades out. He's going for the +3 armor upgrade and still has a bit of a lead over Keen, but that over time will vanish.
But one thing I really want to point out is that there are only 5 Marauders. There are 58 Marines, but the Marauders are really what you want against a storm-heavy composition, because the Marines die so quickly to those storms, and he can't really do anything about it until he fights, because he can't remax without losing his units.
Immediately the +3 armor upgrade once +2 is done, so now he's on even footing with First in terms of the upgrades, and his +3 attack upgrade will be done very soon. First is getting the 3rd armor upgrade out, and
nice
just
snipe
now,
on these Templar.
He's just now getting the range for his Colossi Wolf.
Yeah, he's trying to make that switch. Oh, the EMPs here could be excellent. First cannot engage there, and losing those Templar is so bad for him.
First, with a great decision, he had to put on some additional pylons to the bottom left of the map once again. He needs those run-bys. He wants to set up another flank, and here they come. The Zealots moving into the 3rd base, but the problem really being that there's already a bunker. He's ready. Keen that is.
Yeah, Keen's ready. His army is out of position, but this bunker's not. Here we go.
Nice.
Beautiful. Here uses the boost on the medevacs to snipe 3 Templar.
Boosts in, drops them, and hits the EMPs and the snipes. Really well done.
No storm! No storm here, and the bunker is repaired. First is in trouble. Keen going for an aggressive push here. Looks like he will be able to take out the 3rd base.
The High Templars are all gone. The Cloak Ghosts make them disappear in seconds, and this is exactly the same fate that the 4th base here has to endure. Goes down against all those Marines with a stim, just way too much DPS, and another move, and he's dancing already.
He is dancing already here. Keen trying to get close to the main base. He has a lot of Marines, remaxing immediately with Ghosts. And he just needs 1 or 2 more Storms to push this back, but he's not able to get them. The Colossus at the back doing a lot of damage, and this is why you want more Marauders in your composition. Watch it how First quickly destroys his entire army.
Immediately boosts away with Medivacs. I actually don't think that it was a conscious decision to dance with the Marines there. I think he just went for a weird kiting. Now he sees that base at the right side, and we have another one being built for First. So it's not like the Protoss player is dead or anything here. He still has a very solid income. He has 2 bases where he can start mining.
And a Templar drop.
The same supply. Templar drop with only 1 High Templar though. Not killing anything.
Not killing anything, but the threat is always there. That's why these 2 turrets have started immediately. A small Marauder group is going to have to run away.
And a nuke. We have a nuke now in the production tab. And let's not forget about the armor upgrade. It is soon to be completed, and then he will be ahead in upgrades.
Yeah, a Terran player being ahead of a Pross player in upgrades. Never thought I'd see the day, but +3 is nearly done for First. And he's going to lose this Colossus potentially. Nice micro, but very heavily damaged here.
Yeah, and those Marauders don't even die. The Medivac is there to help them out, at least one of them. Moves back immediately. Now we have a 4-base economy of 4-base Terran player against a 4-base Protoss player. So both of them in a really good shape when it comes down to their income.
Right now, several Ghosts being produced, and that's why he doesn't have very many Marauders, because he's using all of his minerals on Ghosts, and that's where his Tech Lab production goes. So he's still very low on the Marauder count, only 6 versus 42 Marines, and this could be a problem for him. Now that all the Templar are ready, he has 7 Templar on the map right now.
Keen moved to the bottom left with a small force and took out most of the pylons. There's still a few of them present on the map for First to have another forward warp in. He's going into Blink now, trying to make that Colossus switch happen, but we already have 8 Vikings, and with a good position, they could take down those Colossi very fast. Once again, the battle between Ghost and High Templar, and this time, the High Templar got the better of them.
Yep, at least for now, his friends will avenge the Ghost there, snipe the Templar. That 1 Warp Prism still active on the map, but he's not able to get anything done with it. And First is able to remax. He's retaking that 3rd base.
Uh-oh, and here we go. And those High Templars are already gone. Another one is moving in for a storm, and First is caught in the middle of the map.
He's out in the middle of nowhere. He's nowhere near any of Keen's bases either. And Keen, he's ready to base trade. He stims, he goes in, and we are going to have a crazy elimination race here.
Keen can fly his buildings away, and he has that burst damage with stim. He has a crazy DPS with this very marine-heavy army. Look at all those gateways, completely exposed. The entire production of Keen, who actually splits his army, tries to move back, repairs that planetary, goes with the SCVs in against those stalkers that we have to the left side of the map.
And Keen turns around with some cloaked Ghosts. Where are the observers? He only has 1, and it's on the other side of the map.
He wants to take out those High Templars. There are 6 left for First. If those go down, then it will be very difficult for First to win this game. Those Vikings also moving in, and they take down those Colossi.
The Stalkers here trying to help out, but the Colossi, as you mentioned, are gone. Where are the Storms? He needs them. These Templar don't have enough energy just yet.
He didn't even see them. I don't think he even tried to move them away, and suddenly a very dire situation for the Protoss player. The starting player of LGIM is in trouble. Keen has a bank, and he has a lot more supply.
Right now, there are bases to the bottom right. He's starting to rebuild his gateways. He is mining a lot, and Keen, he has to realize this. He has to go over there and pressure those bases, or maybe First can remax here.
But like you said, the bank. Look at the army supply alone. That is 70 for First, and we have 130 army supply for Keen.
7 gateways being added right now for First. All Keen needs to do is walk over there and kill these bases before First can get any more army up, because like you said, he has a much better army right now, and First should not engage this.
No,
not against those Ghosts.
If Keen is able to get his army together and just moves in, then First is in a lot of trouble against 17 Ghosts. He needs the perfect storms to make this happen. It's looking really grim for the starting player for LGIM. Here we go.
The EMPs are already going off here, and where is that observer? Now it comes in. Vikings not all too useful. A beautiful storm, but the Ghosts, they have so many hit points.
Another storm is moving in, and all of the shield energy is already gone. The Ghosts, they just don't stop. They move in again with a good snipe. The storm doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. First finally has these gateways ready. He wants to warp in units, but he does. He has the time. The nuke! The nuke is active.
He's going for the nuclear launch here. He's moving in, trying to draw his opponent away.
He has
is he moving in? This could be devastating.
The nuke, it's getting closer.
But the Ghost dies.
The Ghost dies, and actually Keen is being pushed back here. Counter. First is pushing him back. Those stalkers blinking forward. The medevac's low in energy. Reinforcements come through. There are a few cannons up here still.
Army supply still 37 for MVP Keen, and we have 30 for First, but First suddenly on 2 mining bases, and the only mining base that we still have for Keen is to the left side of the map, and it's running out of mineral patches.
It's running out of mineral patches. More zealots coming through here. First takes a supply lead. He's rebuilding his cybernetics core. The stalkers blink forward, picking off the Vikings, which are no longer useful.
Keen doesn't realize how much trouble he is. He needs to lift one of those command centers that he has in his base and just fly it over to another line of minerals.
Color, I don't think Keen... Okay, he does know about the base of the bottom.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, he's moving that, but I think he's lost too much time here.
Yeah, I think so too. The problem with Keen really is that I don't think he expected to be up against such a massive army at the right side of the map. He could have moved those command centers a long time ago, but he did not think it to be necessary.
Yeah, I think he just recently found out about that base of the far bottom right. I think he only thought there was one more base up there. Robotics being hidden very carefully because he knows that observers could end up being a problem for him, as he did lose his one and only observer. Keen right now, though, only has one ghost. He doesn't have a lot of resources to afford much more. He's transferring all of his SCBs to this one base. He's sending all of his mules there. And
First is starting
a
crazy comeback here. Unbelievable that after being down so much in army supply, he was able to turn things around with his storms and with his better position at the fight to the right side. Keen is just being punished here for his lack of scouting, never finding the space at the bottom right. And First, with his resilience, is trying to get his army up again. Now finally Keen, with those mules, able to just get the income, and he still has his production. This is something that he never had to rebuild. This is why he suddenly jumps up to 30 supply immediately. He just has to hit those cycles. And once again, we have more probes for First, so the army supply is actually better for Keen.
Yep, the army supply much better here, and it's only 10 probes up, so the economy for Keen with the mules he has is really good. He has a lot of gas bank. First, that is. The question is, did he lose his Templar Archives? Indeed he did, so he has to rebuild that tech very slowly, and this is something that Keen does not have to do. He still has his armory, he still has his Ghost Academy. An attempted snipe here, but it does not work.
Yeah, well, here we have another feedback, and the Marines are suddenly moving in.
The Marines are about to run into storms,
First
though.
has to be careful. Those storms will be there, and there they are. Doesn't lose too much.
This is so close. This is such a close game right now.
It's all about the tech, and it's gonna take First a long time if he wants to get everything out there. Keen just has this massive advantage, and he is gonna use it. He is playing this now very safe. He overextended himself a little bit earlier, but he realized that he has to be quite careful about how he approaches the last few minutes of this game. Another base for First, though. His main base is long gone, his natural and third as well, but he's still in the game.
As soon as that Templar Archives finishes, we are going to have something like 6 to 8 Archons added to the fight. Drop over here to affect the production. A few Zealots warping into the pen, but they're not going to be enough. And here comes another attack. This is all about the storms. Is he paying attention? Feedback.
Immediately the feedback, and the Ghost is trying to move in, but not able to put that off.
Storm on the army, and all these units are so low. They're so in the red, but he has the DPS to knock the Nexus down. He targets it. Where is First army?
He's getting it. The
Nexus
is
Nexus.
Down, and he's moving back. He's moving back, and a blink forward with those few remaining stalkers. The Zealots are trying to charge in and take down the bio. He needs to move back, and here come the reinforcement. This is the time when First has to move back. He can't just follow this army.
Keen is so low on hit points here. He's microing his heart out down here in the south. He's going for the Templar Archives. The Templar Archives is down. Where are the storms?
The storm again.
Oh, he can't stim. He knows he can't stim here. He does not have the hit points.
But he now suddenly is the one who has a much better income than his opponent, especially since he has those mules. The army supply is dead even on the other hand. And him taking down the Templar Archive was so crucial.
Yeah, so crucial. Right now, there is only one Templar left. That one Templar at full energy is all he has left. The drop looks like it will finally be cleaned up here. He can't even boost away with the Archons there.
Oh, he might lose the robotics! The robotics goes down!
And he gets the drop away.
Oh my god, Keen is doing everything right at this point. He falls behind in overall supply, but he has a really good income. I don't really know why he's not using one of those additional orbitals that he has at the left side to saturate another mineral line.
I don't know what those Archons are doing, but they need to turn around. They do turn around. The Templar Archive's nearly done. And look at the bank in gas for First. He can make so many Templar. He can make so many Archons.
I think those Archons were trying to abandon ship and to go over to Keen's side.
Well, you know, Keen's still extremely heavy on the Marines. 3 more Archons being made here. He has very few Marauders, only 5 in total.
Keen is definitely not out of, LGIM's First is definitely not out of this. Both of them at 91 army supply at this point. The base going down once again for First. The problem that he has is that at some point he's also going to run out of minerals. And Keen is now doing exactly what I said earlier. He places down a command center at the bottom left. This is what he can do. He can lift his command centers and just get another base.
Oh, here comes the Cloak Ghost! Oh, he cannot get EMP'd here. He cannot get EMP'd. Where's the observer?
Here we go. Where are those ghosts? High Templar. Here he comes. but is sniped immediately, and the first EMP hits home.
That one observer is so important right now. Where are the storms?
He can drop in the main base. That's exactly what he's
Goes
trying
for
to do.
feedbacks here.
Here
Those feedbacks are so low hit points. He runs away. Keen gets scared. He runs away. A smart choice, considering that if he goes into the main base, he could find himself trapped.
In the main base, he could have done quite a bit. To the bottom left, we now have all those SCVs once again at the mineral line. He can use the energy not only for the scans, but for the mules if need be. For now, it's completely fine. But first is the one who is suddenly far ahead in army supply.
He needs to switch to Marauders. He finally has the income to where he can afford it, and I feel like if he can just hold on a little bit longer here and switch to Marauders, he can start to fight this army a lot better. He can kite against the Zealots. A lot of Keen's army supply is in these medevacs. He doesn't have the DPS that First's army does, especially with all these High Templar.
We have a 3-base economy now for First and only 2 mining bases for Keen. He needs to be careful here, trying to take down those High Templars. If he can make this happen, if he can take down the Storms, then he will be able to win the next fight.
He has such a great army supply. He really does, but his units have so few hit points, and look at all these Archons.
That was important. He took down the one observer that we had there. This was a big issue earlier. Can he take down the other one? I don't think that he saw it just yet, but the observer gives First a perfect vision on the Terran army.
Color, the army supply is almost dead even, but the army cost, the cost in army is nearly 3,000 minerals more expensive and more tech-oriented than Keen's army. It's all those Templar, all the Archons he has. If you look at the dead numbers, yeah, it looks like they're very close, but when it comes to cost, and how many Storms and how many Archons he has, and the Charged Zealots, which are now running into the one of the only mining bases of Keen.
What a great game, number one. We have the attack at the bottom left at the base of Keen, taking down so many of the SCVs, but the Storm hits homes at the right side of the map, where Keen tries to go up around.
Keen has a good concave, he stims again.
He cannot go into the ramp. Storms? He cannot go into the ramp, but he's trying. How many High Templars are there? Another one is moving in. He wants to get the Storm. The force field.
The flank and the force field's actually working against some of the Archons to come down. More of Keen's units coming down. This is so close. He needs a Storm.
There it is. Keen is getting stopped. He's down to 60. Supply gets 130, and First is on the move. He's taking down Keen, the Terran player. He runs the final. Oh my God, Keen is the final boss basically for Team MVP, and he might lose this first game.
It certainly looks that way. GG.
Oh my.